So Patrick, do we describe this for everybody, Rob?
What?
You describe it. You describe it. What? I do enough talking.
I think any car's dead in iRacing. I think it's gone.
Oh, it's definitely. I agree. It's not going to survive much, but I still think we'll find opportunities to race it, just not as fruitful as before. Some of them just want to like make. What's the thing? Like that guy wanted to make like dolls out of Tyler's hair, but then there's just other guys who are just like. He did. He would say weird things to Tyler, man. Like he was a strange guy. And then like other guys would just show up and he's like, "Oh, we never met you? Sure, come race this 24 with us." And then just jump in the car and wreck us out in a lap and be like, "Okay, never see you again."
Yeah, that was
okay. Well, better luck next year, I guess.
That was the guy from.
And we're live. We are live from Watkins Glen. Welcome along, everybody. Who's ready for this one? I definitely am. I don't know about you. It's going to be an absolute cracker. There's no way imagined about it. Especially if you haven't started from the back. Penalty side after 2 weeks ago at Talladega. Who could forget it? That late on safety car really put the cat amongst the pigeons, didn't it? It really did. And, well, just change things up a little bit. Brought the pack back together again. And then, 2 to go. Green, white, checkered GWC. Well, turns out GWC ended in DIS. It's too late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't think how to spell disaster, which is a disaster in itself. There you go. If you are in the chat, let us know. I'd love to hear from you as always. I'm Tim Cox, and I will be guiding you through, well, plenty of action, drama, and excitement. Round 4, XSLR, Watkins Glen. Do not go anywhere. Got practice just about finishing off right now. And then, we're going to head into qualifying. Who is going to take it? That's the big question. Who's going to take that pole position? Well, I can tell you, it will not be Adam Thompson. He has a penalty, meaning he will be starting from the back. The only way is up. Baby, as the song goes. I've got some new faces. Great to have so many of those on board. It's what we love here at XSLR. New faces. Should we take a little look through things? That's practice just ongoing right now. Andrew Gillard. Well, we can't see him from that angle. That shows him a little bit better. And that doesn't really work out who he is. Well, anyway, he's along for the ride. Andrew Schultz getting it very wrong. And is that coming out of the pits? Possibly. Ray Lombardi's back there. He is. That's a firm grasp on the shaft of that trophy. We have a firm grasp of something else, maybe. No, not that sort of firm grasp. He's not doing that. I'm on about the race. Of course, oh, you were probably thinking the steering wheel, weren't you? Of course you were. Of course you were. And there's little old Bobby Ross. Spends some of his time for his day job pushing shopping carts around. He'll be pushing for victory here tonight. It's close times at the top. I tell you what, there's a pretty tight spread across the field. Who doesn't love things when they're tight? Same at faux weather. He's back. Oh yes, there he is. Originally from the UK, defected to the dark side of the US of A. Of course, he is my favourite because, you know, we've got to have someone like him. We've got to have some 3 Europeans even in Origin with us tonight. Obviously Simon, Andrew who mentioned, and Ray Lombardi too. A Brit, a Dane and a Dutchman. And I think that's practice done and dusted with. We're going to get stuck into qualifying. Of course, the perennial couple of laps. Who's going to take it as this completely and utterly freaks out and we transition across into qualifying? Who will take it for the game? Round 4. Can you believe we're already here at round 4? Watkins Glen. It's going out early doors. That's Simon Fairweather. Here's one Randall McGrew heading up through the S's. Where will he come? Now, he's going to be running strong here. Yeah, there's going to be a few people, you know, who may well put in some good times. Of course, low qualifying, so they have to track all of themselves in separate little pocketed sessions. There's Thompson heading out too. Don't know what. Why is he even bothering? He's got to start from the back. Of course, picked up that EOL, but end of line penalty. Antics last. Well, I was going to say last week. It was 2 weeks ago, and in fact, I tell you what, that netcode from Ken Irwin was that ridiculous. I've never seen such filthy netcode in my life. Around the back straight away at Talladega, full chat. Just decided to have a moment. Made up that he'd hit Randall McGrew in the rear. Now, normally Randall enjoys that sort of thing, but didn't even nowhere near one another. And that was like, it was like Kevin threw the anchor out. And all of a sudden, bang, everyone else into the bottom. You can imagine these cars going absolutely full chat over 200 miles an hour. It was a cataclysmic pile-up. And there is little old Kev. Kev the Rev. Kevin on his own lap. So, who is going to take pole position? That's what we've all come to witness. And Big shout out, you see him at the top right corner right now, Dead Daddy Motorsports. Thank you for their very kind sponsorship of this league. Great to have them returning for season after season after season. Randall McGrew on his lap, well, his first flying lap. So across the line first, it'll be somewhere between Andrew Short and Randall McGrew, followed by Simon Fairweather. So that's going to be our first 3 times on the board. Who will take that provisional pole position? A bit loud and leery, the carousel there. Held on to it though. Held on tight, held on for dear life. And look at that, well, it's purple in sector 1, purple in sector 2, so he's going fastest of anyone at the moment. So, well on course to take that provisional pole position. Sailing through that. This is such a tricky corner. So it has been even now. This bump just about there in the track. Loaded green in fourth sector. So he's going to come across the line. Where is he going to come out? He heads across the line. So Fairweather got the fastest sector 4 of anyone. It's going to be our first time on the board. Andrew Schultz grabs it. Instantly displaced by McGrew, goes 9/10 quicker. That's a solid banker lap if there ever was one. Followed by Simon Fairweather, who really struggled there despite getting that electric 4th sector. Ross is on a quick lap though, I can tell you that one. Look at that, purple in sector 2 after going green in sector 1. And he's just coming around the back of the circuit now. So let's gonna see where he's gonna come out. So he goes through the out of the heel. Towards that turn 10, I believe it's called originally. Onto the short circuit, onto the loop, penultimate corner, final corner, full chat, full commitment, just hooking it up. It's so crucial to ending a lap, but also starting the next lap here. And what's it going to be? It's not going to be good enough for pole, I don't think. Oh no, he did get it in. 6/10 behind McGrew though. That just shows the caliber of the lap that McGrew set. As you see, Lombardi currently bottom of the time set so far, well off the pace. It was really more of an installation lap, that first flying lap, going for it in the second lap, and that could be the strat here. Bringing the car up to temperature, full commitment through the bus stop, bounces across the curbs. Full attack mode for the Flying Dutchman there.
Did you just call him the Flying Dutchman?
I did.
I mean,
Welcome along, Adam
One way to
Thompson.
do it.
Welcome along. Obviously, as I mentioned previously, serving your qualifying ban. So sitting around doing nothing, as per usual.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm just kind of hanging out right now, watching all these guys drive around the track, wishing I could be one of them. But I did get to practice a pit stop.
Well, there you go. All not lost, as Erwin couldn't have a sick there on his first lap. I tell you what, Jake Ham yet to get out on track. He's leaving it late in the session. Justin Barrera is starting his first lap, and Jimmy Howard only just about heading out on his first. On his first lap out of the pit. So, yeah, gingerly making his way around. It'll be interesting to see whether he can last above his maximum laps, which I think stands on the ovals about 20 so far this season. Ooh, that was a nice little lap from Andrew Gilliland.
Yeah, no, Andrew
slower.
Andrew's going to be one to watch. I can't tell you, Jake Ham is having some internet issues, some connectivity issues. He's connected and disconnected quite a few times, and I begged Jimmy to go out on track because I'm serving my penalty, and if he doesn't, it will put me out in front of him if he doesn't complete a lap. So, but yeah, no, Andrew Gill is going to be one to watch out for. You also have to watch out for Barrera. I know he's out there right now. That guy is always quick.
Just gone purple in Sector 2, green in Sector 1 as well, although it's his first flying lap. So, yeah, he's on a decent lap, is old Justin. So it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. I mean, but even so, that first lap for that qualifying lap from McGrew, looking like it's unbeatable at this stage.
Unbeatable until Barrera comes across the line for his second lap. You know, less fuel, tires are warm. Just be ready for that. This is his first lap, I believe, and it looks like he's coming in pretty quick here.
Let's have a look. So across the line is his banker lap. Well, there you go. What do I know? What do I know? 3 tenths quicker than McGrew already, and out onto his second final lap, which we think is always backing out of it. That's it. One and done for Justin Barrera.
Well, that's about all you need, isn't it? I mean, I don't think anybody else is going to be able to hold a candle to that. Barrera has done quite a few endurance races around here, and the LMP2 is his car. So this guy is the Max Verstappen of LMP2s on the road in this league. So really the only way to beat him is to get very fast, very quickly. So we'll have to see what happens tonight. And, you know, lap traffic could start to come into play here.
So just seeing, ooh, a big nasty slide there coming into the chute from Kevin Irwin. So that's going to be his qualifying done and dusted for him. Oh, that's a big old shunt from him. So yeah, not looking good there. So Jimmy Howard, just as we cut to live pictures, just seeing his incident that he's had there. Just coming back onto the short course. So yeah, that's going to be his time to lead it, so he will have to go again to get onto the board. However, he's going to have to get a wiggle on if he wants to make it round in time. He's cutting it very, very close. Oh, well, he's locked the rears and around he's gone. Well, he's managed to get a time in amazingly, 10 seconds off the pace. Wow, practically could have walked around quicker, I think, there.
Yeah, he probably could have, but you know what? At least he got a lap in. That's all that matters, right? And then, you know, but we mentioned this before the session started, Tim, and it's all going to be just kind of keeping your nose clean. You know, you mentioned the bus stop, that your favorite part of the track.
It is. The only part I'm actually good at.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how all of that goes.
We will indeed. Just running into the last minute here. He's on what will be his outlap because he headed to the pit, so that's going to end out qualifying for him. So it's almost a bit pointless, nearly tapping the wall on the exit of the final turn there onto the front straightaway. But obviously it's going to be no improvement. That's not going to count. So it's purely just down to practice these last 40 seconds that we've got left here in qualifying for Erwin. Wow. I mean, hopefully we get Jake Ham back in the session. That'll be nice to see, especially because it pushes you down a further row. You'll be starting, well, literally dead last on row 6 by yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Thank you for
letting me know. Yeah, reinforce those, those key facts.
Well, now that I've been absolutely just berated in my own league, I'm going to go back and try to show you guys a little something that probably won't work out, but we'll see. Just watch out for that number 244.
There we go. That's Adam Thompson there. Failing miserably since the dawn of time. And, well, there we go. Qualifying is done. Let's take you through your grid. As if by magic, there it is. Justin Barrera claims pole with Random Grew. The one and only member of the Adam Thompson fan club. You can see that there from his team name. He starts on the front row with him, the 777 machine. Andrew Gilliland. He's got Bobby Ross company on row 2. Then it's Simon Fairweather and Andrew Schulte. Ray Lombardi and Kevin Irwin make up row 4. Jimmy Howard, Adam Thompson. Is that for the back row? Jake Ham. Well, hopefully we can get Jake in the session. Hopefully we can. Great to have him on board, most certainly. Well, everyone just taking to the grid right now. There's Barney. He's ready. And who's going to take this one? Who is going to take it? It's going to be, I think, an absolutely fascinating race from start to finish. See Ross there. He's one to watch. Someone with a lot of pedigree. Runs with like Jake Ham, who's not looking like he's made the grid. Jimmy Howard leaving incredibly late. You see the timer on the top right corner. You can run up to 2 minutes before you need to take your grid slot. So still plenty of chance for those guys. Take their place on the grid and behind the Porsche 911 safety car for us to go racing here from Watkins Glen, round 4 of the XSLR Championship. Partnership with Dead Daddy Motorsports. Who will claim it? And I think this. I tell you what, between McGrew and, of course, our esteemed Justin Barrera with that scintillating one and done qualifying time. So there we go. There the lights. Hammer's not made the grid. Doesn't look like he'll be joining us. Howard has. He's there at the back of the grid. Here we go. Safety car away for the formation lap. Who is going to claim victory here today? Now, Watkins Glen, let's face it, is the spiritual home of road racing in the USA. That class has been flocking here since the 1940s. Indeed, pretty much virtually all major road racing classes in North America have competed here at one stage or another, including in a global Formula One. Of course, they took part at the best circuit on the calendar, bar none, Silverstone. Can-Am have been here, NASCAR have been here. Now, of course, mentioning NASCAR, this circuit colloquially known as the Glen, is actually owned by NASCAR themselves and has been host to the Cup Series race every year since 1986. Now that is a vintage year, I can tell you. The exception, of course, 2020, where, of course, everyone developed a little bit of a cold and we all got locked up inside. Now, probably the most famous event that takes part here is, of course, the 6 hours of the Glen, which forms part of the WeatherTech IMSA Sports Car Series. Of course, it's not the only event that takes part. As we've just mentioned, of course, NASCAR come here. The SCCA, they love it around here. It doesn't. And we're driving on my favourite layout, the Grand Prix circuit with the inner loop, or the boot as it's called. Of course, that little bus stop chicane, so tricky for many people. Well, we're not long away now from taking green. We've got 32 laps of action, fun, and drama coming up for you. And we will get to find out who's going to claim victory. Thompson has work coming from the back, and of course the S's. Just out of turn 1, up the hill. That is the treacherous point, the danger hot spot. On turn 1, let's take a look at the grid down from the chopper. They all are the XSLR chopper. job, as it's more affectionately known, of course. Around the back of the circuit, and already Barrera just starting to back up the pack a little bit, just trying to build that little bit of momentum. We get ready. What is going to be something epic here? Who will claim it? Oh, Schultz has disappeared. Is that connection issue? Is he gone already? Hasn't come off track. There we go. Here they come towards the line. As we get ready to go racing for 32 laps for Watkins Glen, as we are green and we are away on the race down towards turn 1. And already, look at that, 2 lots of 3 wide. Oh, no, who was that off? Well, I think that was all those with an even bigger incident just further on. That has caught up Gillian and Simon Fairweather. So, just back. Was it him in the background? No, it must have been. Was that Bobby Rossi? Yeah, no one of the cars caught up in that as they head the leaders down towards the bus stop for the first time, bouncing across the curves, taking a lot of that, and some more. Thompson already from the back up to 3rd. Wow, what a start for him. 7 places climbed in these opening stages. How well? Cracker already at 4 himself, the 2nd highest position climber so far. That's Ray Lombardi just in front of him. He's one to watch out for. Strong Eye Racing, 3.5K. Let's have a little ride on board. Man from Cali. Playing it gingerly in this stage. Playing it very gingerly. Lombardi not getting the best of exits there, and that's going to allow Howard just to get right to his reaches. Backs out of it there, feeling very, very dubious because cold tyres. These early stages. Howard not feeling confident whatsoever. As we head down towards turn 1 and 90. They swoop their way down through there. And start the drag up the hill. See a bit of a battle emerging just behind them there. That's Ross, Gilliland, and Kevin Irwin on part of that. As though we've had to change for the lead up front. We'll see how this one pans out though as they head up the hill. Of Ross under a bit of pressure now. Gilliland moves to the inside, then just fakes it, tucks back in again. Bouncing across the curbs. All okay for now. It's up front, Barrera now back ahead of McGrew. Let's we'll take you through some highlights here of the start and exactly what went down into turn 1. Big incident there. So here they go, down towards turn 1. Hopefully the static camera can give us a... I mean, look, they were 3 wide, and oh, they just all got into one another, tagged each other. Some people around. Let's get that from a different angle. Let's take a little look at Simon Fairweather here. Looks like he might have been the catalyst. Yeah, just got tagged there. I mean, it was never going to work out. People sent scattering left, right, and centre. And then, of course, a little later on, Barrera passed. McGrew for the lead. Lovely little move there. Beautifully executed. To get the job done. Meanwhile, look at Bobby Ross getting the move done. They're standing to turn 1 against Kevin Irwin. Oh, late on the brakes there from Ross. In fact, Gillian's following through too. Apologies. Yes, that's the correct way around, isn't it? And then, oh, we've had another incident. Oh, through the bus stop, bouncy, bouncy, bang, bang, and all collected there heavily by Kevin Irwin. Significant and on board, so Irwin locks in his own battle to the brakes. Just unsighted there. Oh, no, 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 no. Wow, that was a much bigger incident. Much, much bigger incident than what first anticipated. So let's take a bit of a look into that one then. See if we can get a bit more of a view from the bus stop drone. Wow. That means that, because they were already battling on the way up, we'll have a look from a different angle here. Inside, well, it was everyone for themselves pretty much, wasn't it? Well, we already had that incident, didn't he? So here we go, the drone footage should give us a bit more of a wider angle. Wow, I mean, talk about missing your braking point, well collected there. And it's that evasive action that Howard took that kept him alive. Wow, big impact, big contact. Meanwhile, up front, it is still Barrera from McGrew. Thompson remaining in third, languishing and falling further behind. In fact, last time around, he was 8 tenths slower than these two, so he is not catching him. So it's pretty much coming down to the best of the rest. Roman Lombardi holding that on right now, 7 seconds behind Thompson. However, Ross is catching him. Howard still continues going. He's well off the pace, however. With Gilliland and Irwin and Schultz and Ham not making the start. Obviously, there's pre-prior all being out. Howard can be up for a solid result here. Probably one they was not expecting. Oh, a bit of a stall there, and Lombardi, oh, scrapes the wall on the outside. It's a little bit damage to his right rear, just ruining his momentum. No, I think he's got away with that one as the sun's starting to set here. Beautiful scenes from Watkins Glen, upstate New York. And wow, there you go, Bobby Ross, no messing around whatsoever, centered up the inside full commitment, and he is through. P4 for Ross. And let's see what he's got up his sleeve now. Can Lombardi stay on his coattails and dragged along by Ross to try and close that gap to Thompson, who was 9.7 seconds on the road. Simon Fowweather was the driver who made the mistake for the bus stop. This really started off big shunt, that big incident we saw in Irwin and Gilliland. He is catching Lombardi at a rapid rate of knots, so he could be the driver to take the fight. So Ross, who's already gallivanting away, 1.3 seconds the advantage over Lombardi. It's all about these two up front, isn't it? It's all about these two. Go back from Barrera. And McGrew. That gap is definitely not McGrewing. Get as close as you dare, close as you want. It's that wall on the outside. Through the 90. Up the hill we go. Building the revs. Can he close it through the bus stop? I mean, this could come into a bit of a fuel strat race between these two. Who will break first? Power into the pits already. Getting in his box like an absolute pro there. Lap 6, that is very, very early. Carl on the jacks has not come off the track, so did he? I don't think he picked up any damage earlier on. So a very, very early stop for him. down from them. We're going to see him come back out again. As we see, meanwhile, Lombardi being catched by Faux Weather. In battle for 5th place. Lombardi's going to be happy with this one. He's getting climbed 2 places to get into 5th. I mean, obviously, he was up in 4th, but at best of the rest, honour. Since Ross has got past already, 2.4 seconds the advantage. Lombardi, absolute pro in the MX-5s. I'll tell you what, let's have a little roll right on board right now. With the man catching him is Simon Faux Weather. That's going to be an easy move in the end. Up the inside, gets the move done. Faux Weather back to where he started, up into 5th. Now, how it has left the pit lane. Back out and running again. So has... Oh, Kevin Earl winning straight into Bobby Ross. Wow, a big shunt. Oh, well, that's going to change the dynamic up front. As Faux Weather heads through and Ross is in a whole world of pain. That's a broken front right suspension. Oh no, Bobby Ross. And those cold tyres of Kevin Irwin. Biting him there. I'm not sure Ross had anywhere to go as he tries to desperately limp this car home. And when it's headed straight to the pits. Oh, it's painful to watch. And Ross, who looked good for 4th, possibly even to try and catch Thompson. It's all gone wrong for the Floridian. Oh, just about gets it stopped to make the turn to get into the pits. Don't worry about the Pete split limiter, Bobby. You could not break that one. I don't think you can go fast enough too. So he limps that car back home to pit road. Well, let's see if we can get exactly how that all unfolded for him. Well, it's been an absolute shocker for Ross. Oh, and he touched the grass, which flicked him around. Being Irwin. Nothing he could do. Well, you see from the steering, he put nearly 90-degree left just to try and get it going in a straight line. Thanks to the beauty of fast repairs, Ross is up and running again. Let's get there from the outside perspective. Oh, literally nothing he could do whatsoever. Done like a kipper. So that leaves us essentially this battle for the front. Lazard, can we get an interview? Well, let's speak in some. Drop into the interview waiting room. I'll make the magic happen. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Barrera and McGrew playing this one out very, very sensibly. They don't need to rush. These lads can pull up and get themselves a brew. Although last time around, interestingly, Thompson said exactly the same time as McGrew. McGrew was ever so slightly the faster one between himself and Barrera. Barrera had to eat up a little bit of gap. But back into the equation he comes. Lap 10, 1/3 race distance, nearly complete from him. Barrera leads from McGrew, Thompson, Fairweather, Lombardi, and Ross. The last driver's on the lead lap. Where is Ross on the lap? So, not a million miles in front of the leaders right now. Could end up going a lap down himself. Howard is back into the pits. Oh dear, I think he's had a big incident somewhere. And there's a replay. Let's find out. Is it that nasty bump that's caught him out again? Oh yes, just locked up the front. And that meant he took a little trip to Understeer City. He headed straight for the wall. So, who takes it, folks? Will it be Barrera or will it be McGrew? Still in pit road right now. Disappointing for him. Let's have a look across the line, see what these guys are doing. So Bobby Ross of 134.21, much faster than the pace that these guys are setting. That's for certain. They're not hanging around exactly themselves, so this is really truly turning into a race of what could have been for Ross. Was finished on the podium last time out in Talladega. Took a victory, in fact. Tonight it's a very, very different event, and realistically, 6th is the best that he's going to be able to hope for, realistically. Down into the bus stop. Bouncing through the curves once again, go these guys. In fact, last time around, let's have a look at them. Yeah, these guys were a second slower than Bobby Ross. That is impressive from Ross. 33. Dallara LMP2. Of course, these guys came along in 2017, coming to the end of their homologation cycle. In about 2 seasons' time. Sadly seeing them move from the World Endurance Championship. Next season, they are making a appearance at Le Mans. There will be 13 of them, I believe. So right, 12, it could be 12. 13's an on amount. That's not how we do things in Europe. So it'd be great to have them back for that, but sad to see them go. Even iRacing announced earlier on today that they will be losing GTE from European Sprint Series, the top class on iRacing of. I was a bit worried that McGrew had bounced across curves a little bit too much. Who's listening? Top tip: you want to get even further, re-skim the wall because it flattens them out. You don't get the bump from the curves. You just fly across them. It will gain you compared to someone who's not doing it about anywhere between 4 and 7 tenths per lap. That is the big difference that it really, really makes. Now Erwin, obviously, so he's fully out. So look at retirement as well. Howard's still in the pit load. So we're currently out on to lap 12. Howard less than lap 7. Erwin lap 3. Gilliland lap 2. Schultz, obviously those connection issues hampering him. I'm only made it part of the way through the formation lap. Ironically, if he comes into the pits and got going again, he'd currently be lying, realistically, anywhere between 6th and 7th. Shows why you should never give up. So anyway, back to my meowing rings about GTE, and well, obviously on iRacing, so the European Sprint Series, it will be going completely. Though, iRacing saying due to commitment here, Barrera for the first time feeling under a bit of pressure. Just going defensive there into the bus stop, and Murugru just sizing him up, and also while he's chipping away, I mean that gap is 6.3 seconds back to Thompson. Still do have a lot of racing here left to do. So, he could close into this fight. So the European Sprint Series, of course, that technically being removed, although being reformed just to purely feature GTE cars and dropping from the 1 hour mark, I believe, down to the 30-minute mark for their races. IMSA, that's being promoted up to A-class safety rating, which I think is a wise move. Sadly, still remaining at 45 minutes. I think they should pad that one out to an hour. Also bringing along will be a fixed series for IMSA. That's fascinating. They run on alternate hours. Just showing iRacing's commitment to sports car racing. It's been reinvigorated across the globe thanks to the LMDH and LMH new top level rules, and here we go. Is this going to be the change for the lead as Magru comes alongside Barrera? Barrera having to defend that inside line. A bit later on the brakes. Makes the chicane. Magru just backs out of it. And Thompson all struggling a bit now. Losing about a couple of seconds, in fact, I believe. These two last time around, did he? Yes, he did. So clearly on a bit of a half spin. It's not showing up he's had an incident. So into the pits came Simon Fowler. We're watching those guys. Big lock up there onto the brakes in for pit stop. Fowler up on the jacks now. This is a bit of an extended stop. No, it's not. He's still good. Now Ross will need to stop again. So even if you just fall behind Ross, it's not the end of the world for Fowler whatsoever. There is Thompson. Fowler still in the pits. Ross has come past him. There he goes through turn 1. Fowler down off the track, so electing to change the tyres. Now, realistically, guys, you could have done the whole race on one set of tyres. They will last easily. And talking of side of things, Fowler gets going again. So looking at the temperatures and, of course, done in the correct measurements. Here, 26 degrees Celsius. Track temperature, so very, very low. Of course, sun setting local time here in Upper New York State is 10 to 9 in the evening. And a warm but not overly hot 25 degrees Celsius. Now, let's get these degrees up in what you people call freedom units. 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Track 76 in the form of ambient temperatures. But not quite hotting up yet between these two at the front. Lovely segue there. Lovely little segue. Still Barrera from Magru, from Thompson, Lombardi, Ross, Fowler, retirement Howard. We lost him back on lap 7. He's still up in pits, but I think that's him checked out. Done. Erwin, we lost on lap 3. Gilliland, lap 2. Chelsea disconnecting during the formation lap, and Ham. Connection issues plaguing his season so far, and he did not make qualifying on the race. He was the impression in the iRacing version, the hokey cokey. He was in, out, he shook it all about. Still, it would not work his internet. Disappointing for him. Top two still making my way around the back of the circuit. Heading down the back of the circuit now. It's a good day for talking of sports cars. Good day for Corvette. Double triumph, of course. They won in GTE at Monza, also on the same day. Bowmanville in Ontario, Canada. As there's McGrew diving off early into the pits. Now, will he take tyres? Thompson comes in behind him too. That's what she said. They both come down pit lane. Not that sauce. Not that sauce. It's a family show. Barrera still heads out, so he will keep going. Going hard and deep to this race. Then, well, McGrew up on the jack, so he's taking tyres. Thompson is not. Now that's going to close him up. Clearly listening to me for once in his life, finally doing it. So this is going to allow him to close right up onto McGrew. He's going to probably take out the time difference. There you go, and he's going to come out right behind McGrew, who's going to think, well, hello. Well, how did you manage that one? How did you manage that one? And Thompson's going to have nice warm tyres. McGrew is going to bring them to temperature. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Something interesting actually going to happen. I know, it's a bit of a challenge. And this is Thompson's chance if he wants to achieve anything here. Lombardi into second, obviously not stopping yet. Well, that is why. Here's Barrera. Barrera carries on one more time. Lombardi still at the back of the circuit, so Thompson losing time already. That 1.5 second gap. Well, he's lost half a second to McGrew. McGrew getting these tyres up to temperature really quickly, pushing on. Oh, that's not going to help yourself. Thompson. I think he's on a Tokyo drift there. No, here in the LMP2 at Watkins Glen, an XSLR, not getting close to the wall. That's well, that's it gone for Thompson. It's cost him 2 seconds on that lap. Disappointment yet again. Meanwhile, Barrera keeps plucking away. Will he be in on this lap? Remains to be seen. We'll find out in a couple of corners' time. 42 seconds the gap between himself and Lombardi. 50 seconds back to Randall McGrew, and he keeps going again. Barrera clearly feeling pace in the car right now at this stage of the race. It's going up to 2/3 race distance complete here from Watkins Glen. There's McGrew. Thompson's even further back. Look at him. He's becoming a speck in the rear view mirrors of McGrew. Such a shame, realistically, isn't it? Let's have a little look back from McGrew. Wow, there you go. Nearly a whole set of corners behind us. Lombardi is into the pits. He comes down pit road, so that allows McGrew to head back into second. See Thompson, you see him on the right side of your screen now, flying past. Where is little old Bobby Ross? There he is, in fact, gingerly making his way around. Now, it's a bit of a strap, but potentially could make it home on this. It's a tough ask, but it is just about possible, I believe. So where is Lombardi? Still up on the jacks. There you go. And that means that Bobby Ross will come ahead and head up into fourth, back to where he started after qualifying second round of the grid. And McGrew just set the fastest lap of the race last time around, 133.81. He's pushing hard with those new tyres, feeling invigorated right now. So he says pulled number 7 and 8 attempts on Thompson. Just floundering. In fact, last time around he was 3 tenths faster than Barrera. Is that going to be enough? Is that the crucial, pivotal moment in this race that he needs to get the job done and get the job on Barrera? Barrera keeping going. Also, in GTE, Corvette secured the World Endurance Championship title. Thanks to Ben Keating, along 7 Sports Car Racing, the Texas car dealer. There's about 10 dealerships, I believe, in the States. Well, actually, it might even... Is it 10 or is it something like 14? It's somewhere around that sort of number. Rene and Nicky Katzberg, man with the longest name in motor racing. In fact, let's have a little fun fact. I mean, of course, he's actually Austrian royalty, hence why his name is so long. And his official name. Are you ready for this one, folks? It's a big one. It is a big one. Let's we'll try. Desperately trying to find it exactly so I don't get this wrong, because it is easy to do so. Such a long name. Of course, it's from Holland. Desperately trying to find it. Desperately. I'll come back to you on that one, folks. But just, yeah, spike your time and have a little bit of a think about how long his name could well be. Anyway, McGrew still there, trying to catch in desperately to Barrera. Thompson being the perennial disappointment. Although after starting from the back, he was up 7 places into 3rd by, well, by the time we reached the bus stop. It was an astounding effort, to be fair. Absolutely astounding. And got a little bit lucky due to the dramas there unfolded in front of him. Making their way through the back of the circuit to be surely Barrera. Got to be running in a bit of overtime now and looking to pit within the next few laps. Already out onto lap 22 out of 32 here from Watkins Glen, and really trying to make a bit of hay while the sun is shining. Was shining, setting firmly over the circuit. Is that someone having a bit of an issue? I just heard in my ears in front of me. No, it wasn't. So, Ross has got the jump during the round of pit stops over Lombardi. Now, can he make it towards the end? So, Ross stopped on lap 7. If Barrera can eke this up, well, we'll know definitively, because if Barrera ekes this out for another 3 laps or so, then we'll have definitive answers while Barrera about to come round to lap Ross, in fact, which could help Ross if this goes, he goes a lap down. That means that he will require one lap less of fuel. Oh, the energy drinks have not quite doing their work. Oh, there you go, Barrera in. So I think Ross will need to stop again. Where is McGrew? There he is. This is definitive in terms of the race. McGrew already halfway around the track as he heads down into the boots. Here we go, folks. Barrera heads down pit row. Speed limiter on. Crawls down pit row. See there, 63 kilometers an hour. That's all you're starting to do here at Watkins Glen. Oh, McGrew around the back of the circuit. Bro does have the advantage though that he is all the way at the bottom of the pit lane. Thanks to qualifying first, so you got the furthest pit box down there. Oh, you can hear that car bouncing off the red rim, so keep an eye on the right hand side of your screen. There comes McGrew, and I don't think it's gonna be enough because Guerrera is out. And he has extended that gap. Job done for Justin Barrera. And McGrew in the end, 7.5 seconds. Well, it's just settling down a little bit. 7.2 seconds, 7.1. Time and software just sorting itself out. Yeah, 7.1 seconds is where it's going to be. And that's how you do it, folks. Justin Barrera showing exactly how things are done. Wow. Settled down a bit, hasn't it? And look, well, Thompson and pushing so hard and just didn't work out for him, really, that alternate strap. And due to the laps that McGrew was putting down as well, and setting. Just really, you know, Thompson was pushing hard just to close up, maintain that gap, let alone close it up. Just pushed that bit too hard. Now, question is, I think McGrew has overfueled the car, and that's what's cost him. Because he was stationary for 24 seconds. Barrera and Thompson, well, Barrera 17.5, Thompson 18.5. Now, unless Thompson and Barrera have massively underfueled their cars, because, to be fair, McGrew's pit stop was in line with both Ross and Lombardi's 24 seconds. So, have they underfueled their cars, or do they know exactly what they're doing? Lovely, lovely little pink hue on the horizon there. The sun setting at the Glen. And well, this is going to really help things in terms of the championship, certainly for Barrera. McGrew, of course, there's our two drop rounds available to our drivers, and also I'm just having a bit of a moment with that. Excuse me. Points of a prize as well available to the most clean driver. Now, we're not talking about bodily hygiene here. We're talking about racing standards. Oh, bit of a stutter there. I had a bit of a panic there. Was Barrera about to drop out of the race? No, he wasn't. We're okay, folks. We are okay. always a bit of a heart skipping a beat type moment when you see that sort of thing happen. And it really was that pit stop that defined it all for McGrew. There's Thompson dropping further back as there. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Ross into the pit lane for the second time. He will need a splash and dash to get himself home. And that's where is Lombardi. There he is heading around the final corner. So he's going to head up into 4th place. Oh, Ross who heads down pit row. That extra juice, the extra motion, lotion and faux weather. He's probably going to pass him too, as Ross there, stationary. Oh, he's up on the jack. Oh, he hasn't turned his tyres off. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Bobby Ross. I know I'd be saying things like shoot and darn right now. No, he won't. No, he won't. He won't be saying shoot and darn. He'll be more like fuck a bugger. Tom Dillon in the chat, welcome along. Yes, working round the clock, mate. And currently 2 o'clock local time here in the UK, and I need to get up at 6 o'clock. And we're not done and dusted. Living the dream life. Sim racing commentator. Living the dream. Bobby Ross is... Oh, they're Jimmy out still in the pit lane. Oh, no changes there. So, where's Ross come out? Now he's come out 20 seconds behind faux weather. You can really tell who's practiced pit strategy and who hasn't. Barrera just set a new fastest lap of the race, 1:33.7. That's a cracking little lap for him. I tell you what, such the excitement of it. Our neighbours opposite, their security lights just come on as well. They're excited about it. So should you be. Barrera, the new fastest lap of the race. Back a second, new fastest lap from, well, personal best from Barrera, sorry, faux weather even, 1:34.8 for him. Down the straightaway. Look at that lovely orange hue on the horizon. Who doesn't love a sight like that? I'll tell you what, you take in some of the scenery here. The iconic Watkins Glen. I said earlier, the home of motorsport for road racing in North America. Beautiful view there. She'll love one of the virtual crowd there. There's Thompson just spoiling the shot. Heading through and illuminating the back of the circuit. Of course, the Sir Jackie Stewart grandstand. Great to see. A great British driver. Oh, God, that's a massive moth. Oh, sorry. Ever the consummate professional. I just wondered what had landed on my arm. Instead, he's found the bit of love for the hate RGB on my keyboard. You stay there, we'll get rid of you later. Anyway, Barrera is still leading. 9 seconds the advantage over McGrew, who has 11 seconds in the bag over Thompson. Himself has 16 seconds in the bag over Lombardi. Lombardi 1 lap down now. Barrera just picking them off bit by bit. I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch up Thompson. We've got 4 laps remaining here from Watkins Glen. Just trying to avoid that moth. Now, while I was still trying to find that Mr. Hasberg's full name, I don't know if I can find that in seconds. Don't know why I can't find it tonight. And the longest named F1 racer was Robin Montgomery Charrington. What a name. Now, he just beat out, not that sort before you start, Philip Fotheringham Parker. And they were a couple of British aristocrats, and, well, hardly surprising with names like that. Now, oh no, apparently there was a longer name. Karel Peter Antony Jan Hubertus Godin de Beaufort. It was a Dutch nobleman. Of course, back to the time where Formula One and motor racing as a whole was the aristocrats. Oh god, that moth. Best name though for a racing driver. He's a pre-war British driver. His name? Dick Seaman. What a name. Almost as good as Tim Cox. Let's get some love for Dick Seaman in the chat. No, I kid you not. Let's well, I need to be careful when we Google this name, but Richard Seaman to give him his proper name. Well, Richard John Beatty Seaman. Of course, Dick being the shortened version of Richard. He drove for Mercedes between 1937 and 1939 in Mercedes-Benz W125 and the W154 cars, winning the 1938 German Grand Prix. Sadly, he died of his injuries after the car returned at the 1939 Belgian Grand Prix. He was from Aldingbourne House near Chichester in Sussex. That's in the bottom right corner, or the southeast for those slightly more intelligence. And he was born into a wealthy family, the son of William John Beatty Seaman and Lillian Seaman. There you go, folks. Dick Seaman. Make sure you check out him. I'll tell you what, I'll drop if you want to find out more about Dick Seaman, save your embarrassingness of trying to Google that and coming up with some inappropriateness as Barrera skimming the wall. There's a link. You find out more about Dick Seaman. 7 starts, 1 win, 1 pole, and 2 fastest laps. That's not a bad ratio, is it really? That's really not a bad ratio. I suppose it's only 6 occasions that he was beaten off by his opponents. Anyway, sun fully pretty much setting now here at Watkins Glen, getting dark, just a little bit of a haze and a bit of a hue in the air. We've witnessed our leader enough there, is McGrew. 9 seconds ago, I've not really been able to penetrate that one. Thompson lies in 3rd. And should we have a little bit look back to the start? It seems a long time ago. That's because it was. And well, what can we say as I just scroll through to try and find some nice scenic cameras for us? Here we go, folks. Here we go. Look at it. It was light when we went green here at Watkins Glen. Barney waved the flag furiously. Look, 2 lots of free wide. You see where Thompson really came through the pack there and made contact with Irwin, didn't he? They drove right around this outside the instance, and that's how he managed to avoid that. Well, everyone behind him, Fairweather, Ross involved. Lombardi kept going, and Kevin Irwin was left floundering from that one too. And then we had some more incidents, didn't we? So I tried desperately to find the right tab to make my life easier. I'm going to find it. There we go. Let's take another look at that incident. And well, 3 into 1 does not go. Certainly into a 93 corner. It was always asking for a bit of trouble. And Kevin Irwin had that big incident there with Gilliard. That was of course down into the bus stop. So it was a short no. It's Gilliard, who was it? It was Fairweather who kept going straight, and that's what started it all off. though, to be fair, behind them. So let's get another replay of that. Andrew Gillian did pretty much just lose it all by himself, didn't he? And incoming! There went Kevin Irwin. Now, a bit later on, folks, this is exactly what happened to Bobby Ross after Kevin Irwin got it wrong again. So he fixated what cheese he was going to eat later onto the grass, of course. As soon as he dipped a car onto the tarmac, it was going to rotate him around, flicked him across the track and into the path of poor Bobby Ross. Jimmy Howard decided to press the brakes a bit too hard and understeered straight into the wall. And well, folks, oh, we're onto the white flag. Good news. Good news, people. White flag in the air. 1 lap left to go as Foweather, is that him into the pits again? Hey, he's just come out for a splash and dash to get him home. And McGrew's closed the gap up, 7.5 seconds, but it's too late, Randall. But a cataclysmic disaster for Justin Barrera. He's going to carry himself all the way to victory here. Well, stunning job he has done. Felt this all rates long. Ran it in deep in terms of the fuel strats. See some pit strategy on the right hand side of the screen right now. Just how much longer he went, deeper he went into this race compared to McGrew. Went for the 50-50 option. Well, you do have to wonder now, due to race pace differential, Pereira comes to carrying a lot more fuel compared to McGrew. At that initial pace, and that may well be why I was able to keep pace with him, but one corner left after this one. Justin Barrera will take victory here at Watkins Glen in round 4 of XSLR. The Cross Series Racing League across the line. He takes the checkered flag. And then comes Randall McGrew. As well as Ross across the line there. Here is McGrew. Disappointing for the flash, well, lack of a flash of lights, a lack of a weave. Here comes Thompson. There you go. He's listening in. He knows the drill. Oh no, it's not him, it's Simon Foweather. Well done, Simon. Someone knows what they're doing, and he's British. There you go. So that's why he did it. Because he knew. He knew. Sadly, Lombardi, Ross, and Foweather all finishing a lap down here from the Glen. So we wait. And we wait. And finally across the line. Oh, he got the flash of the lights right, but no weaving. Comes Thompson and just waiting on Lombardi, who will secure himself 4th place here. Sure, he was not expecting that one at all. He's coming. Not that sort. I know we've learnt all about Dick Seaman tonight. Great British racing driver. To the point of where is Lombardi? Is he had? No, he hasn't come off track around an instant. He just pretty much came across the line just before Barrera crossed the line to take the checkered flag. So that is why. That's wait for Ray. Here he comes. He's got the weave. There you go. He's listening in and he's flashed the lights. Well done, Ray. Giving it for the Europeans. And let's give you some classified for now race results. Here from the Glen, it's Justin Barrera with the victory over Randall McGrew. Look at that, exactly 7.4 seconds. Adam Thompson picks up 3rd. It's Ray Lombardi in 4th. And in fact, actually, based on that, he managed to stay on the lead lap. So congratulations to Ray. Good result for him. Bobby Ross, most of the drivers a lap down in 5th. And wow, that late pit stop really hurt him. Simon Foweather, he required a splash and dash, which prevented him from finishing much higher up. He finishes 6th, then into the retirements. Howard lost on lap 7, Irwin lap 3, Gilland lap 2. Schultz sadly disconnect during the pace lap, and Jake Ham did not make the start due to technical difficulties. Well, should we have a little chat to some of our drivers, shall we? Cue the music. That then just decides to fail miserably. Wow. Here we are. Watkins Glen. Picturesque pictures. And first up, should we have a bit of a chat to our race winner of this evening? Justin Barrera joins us now. Justin, congratulations on the victory here today. I mean, how easy was it that first half of the race? Were you just trying to remain, pretty much intact with, keep it clean with Randall, or what was the strategy?
I love this track, but as soon as I got by him, I just went back to just fuel saving into each of the long straights, and I just wanted to take less fuel and get out of the pits as soon as possible. I have no idea what was gonna happen, but I mean, he was staying with me, so I didn't really know if he was saving fuel, what he was doing. But I just save fuel, go distance, come out of the pits, put in some hot laps, call it a day.
Well, it worked an absolute treat, didn't it? It worked an absolute treat in the end, and fully paid off for you. And I mean, obviously, in terms of the strategy, I saw McGrew opted to go split his 50-50 with a lighter car at the start by looking at things, whereas yourself elected to go as far as possible. Obviously, clearly that was the right way to go. I mean, if you'd known that McGrew had sort of had less fuel on at the start, would you have played it any differently at all?
I don't think so, really, because if you take less fuel, that means you have to fill up more fuel. And unless there's a really good reason to do it, you have more than one pit stop, it just usually doesn't make sense to do that. Especially, I saw he took tires because I was watching a broadcast while I was racing, and I don't know if he took all four, but if you're gonna take all four, that's like 20 seconds of waiting, where you fill with less time for. I took 8 gallons and 1 tire and got out there and just started hot lapping. So,
well,
yeah,
it worked. It carried you all the way to victory. Your first victory of the season, I believe.
No, I.
Although you won at Indy, didn't you? Of course you did.
Yeah.
Well, 2 from 2 on the road. That's not a bad way to kick things off at the start of the season, at all, is it?
Yeah, we just need to bump up that oval. I think what really affected me last time, it was I'm just using too heavy of a spring in my gas pedal, and it really wears on me. So I need to reduce the spring or switch to a different pedal set.
Wow. There we go. I'll be interested to see how you get on with a brand new pedal set after that dominating display tonight, making 2 wins from 2 on the road section. Justin Barrera. Next up, well, came second, and well, the good guys come second, don't they, Randall McGrew?
The Magic Man comes second. Sometimes it happens.
Well, exactly. And well, I mean, obviously, just in terms of strategy, it seems like from when you pitted, you elected to put sort of split it up half and half. I'm guessing you must have fueled the car a bit lighter to start the race.
No, it was a fixed set, so we couldn't.
Of course, yeah.
Couldn't change the fuel. I thought tires would be the right strategy call. I knew they would cost about 8 seconds, and I made about 1 of that back. I think it may have still been the right call. I think I just needed to push him a couple more laps instead of coming in so early. The undercut might have worked better, but yeah, I think he probably had the better strat in the end.
And so, yeah, talking the pit stops, when you came out of the pits, how surprised were you to see Adam Thompson coming up very close behind you?
Not at all surprised. He was about 6 seconds back coming into the pits, and I figured he wasn't going to take tires, so I knew that he would catch up to me. I just hoped that he wouldn't get in front of me, and I wouldn't have to try to pass him and then carry on. So it worked out about perfect. He was right there behind me, and then not too long, I didn't see him anymore because Adam Thompson's slow.
He is, and he made mistakes, and well, as usual, disappointment all round. Well, I mean, surprising such negative words from you. It seems though you are the solitary member of the Adam Thompson fan club. I mean, really surprising for you to say that.
I mean, he's an all-around good guy. He's just slow.
Well, sometimes you can't deny the truth, can you? And well, congratulations.
Nobody's perfect.
They're not, no. Just some people less perfect than others. Well, Randall, congratulations on the second anyway, and well, hopefully it goes a little bit better for you on the ovals next time out.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. We will see. Indeed, that's Randall McGrew who finished second here today. Well, next up, from the back of the grid, after incurring that penalty, which obviously meant that he had to start dead last, Adam Thompson joins us in the booth. Now, congratulations. Well, I mean, were you expecting that one at all? You know, you head up into the S's and all of a sudden you've gone from last to third.
Well, do you remember what we were talking about before the race? I just needed to stay clear of trouble. And the X I took for going wide in turn one gave me my podium position, which is what I wanted. So I'll take it.
Well, it worked out an absolute treat in the end, didn't it? And, well, I mean, just obviously you arrive at the scene of the crime. Just talk us through that one, because, I mean, it must have been a bit of a shocker for you to try and dodge everything that was happening in front of you.
So you're going to have to tell me what exactly happened to Kevin Irwin on my left, because it seemed that he just went hard left before corner entry. And then as I turned right, I saw two cars not pointed the way they were supposed to be. So my only option at that point, knowing I had Jimmy Howitt and a couple others on my inside, was to go left and hope I didn't hit anybody and hope I didn't get tagged. And I didn't. So I don't quite know, because I was close enough to not really see what was going on. I just saw it out of my right side and, yeah, dodged it and kept going.
We're just witnessing right now from your point of view in the super slow-mo exactly how it all panned out and how it all went down. And I think Kevin may well have just touched the grass on the outside, which is what sent him at exit stage left. And, well, then 3 into 1, there was never going to go, and it all came to a bit of a head. And yeah, that's why they were all pointing in the wrong direction. But I mean, that set you up for realistically a great race. The strat, I mean, it looked like coming out of the pits, it was going to work a treat. You came out a second behind, well, second and a half behind Randall McGrew, but just costly mistakes cost you for being able to stay in touch with him.
Yeah, I knew there was no way I was going to be able to keep up with him if I didn't get out in front of him in the pits. I could tell he had taken tires just by the proximity I was when I came out of the pits from him. And I tried to push a little bit to stay behind as close as I could. And I just started getting X's and stuff going into turn one. And I just decided to back off. There's no reason to ruin, what my goal was, which was a podium, to try to keep up with those guys. So I just decided to run around and drink my non-alcoholic beverage. Just kidding. And have a good time.
Lovely. Well, you enjoy watching back the close of the race. We learned all about Dick Seaman, the former British racing driver.
Okay,
so
sounds great.
You'll get to learn all about that. So yes, good to have you. Well, good luck for next week. Be interested to see how you get on the ovals.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. And before you kick me off here, I'm glad that you mentioned Dick Seaman, because I want to shout out my wife, who's sitting right behind me. And that's the only shout out. But I will have to go back and watch the race, and yes, I'm looking forward to the ovals as well.
Lovely. Well, she'll see you then. So Adam Thompson, who started at the back and finished third in the end. But, well, let's just... you see just how dark it's getting here. It looks practically greyed out. It looks like a snowy day. And let's get rid of that person's name off the screen. Just trying to remain professional here. Like we know what we're doing. Well, Watkins Glen. We came, we saw, and, well, did it deliver? I'm not sure. I think it did. It was entertaining, certainly his opening laps, and that pit strategy towards the end, well, kept us guessing for a fair old while. But for next time, I've been Tim Cox, the man, the myth, the legend, and we will see you all in a week's time, I do believe, where we are going to be heading back to the oval section of the championship and just having a quick double check exactly where we're off to, because I'm ever the consummate professional and know exactly what's happening, especially when I have to run this league. We are heading to Charlotte, no less, on the oval Well, then next road race will be in 2 weeks' time when we head to the best circuit in the world. That is Silverstone. Certainly on this calendar. Well, from myself, Tim Cox, thanks very much for joining us. And enjoy finding more out about Dick Seaman. Goodbye.
Not. So Patrick, do we, do we describe this for everybody, Rob?
What? Him?
You
what?
describe it. You describe it. I
What?
do enough talking.
I think any car's dead in iRacing. I think it's gone.
Oh, it's definitely. I agree. It's not going to survive much, but I still think we'll find opportunities to race it, just not as fruitful as before. Some of your, like, some of them just want to like make. What's the thing? Like that guy wanted to make like dolls out of Tyler's hair, but then there's just other guys who are just like.
He did.
He did. He would say weird things to Tyler, man. Like he was a strange guy. And then like other guys would just show up and he's like, "Oh, we never met you? Sure, come race this 24 with us." And then just jump in the car and wreck us out in a lap and be like, "Okay, never see you again."
Yeah, that
Like,
was
okay. Well, better luck next year, I guess.
that was the guy from